Well, that was a sudden cease and desist or something. Facebook completely dropped out of it, and the broadcast was stopped by Ecamm, so I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Let's go back to the cards. And apologies to Fiona. Hi, how are you? I'll respond to your comment later because for some reason the whole thing went and stopped. Do not know why. So I'm just going to get it up on my iPad so I can see if it does the same thing again. Very annoyingly. Very annoyingly. Saying I'm live now. Okay, so that's this one. Okay, let's go back. I'm just going to putting a comment in on my iPad itself to see if it comes up on my screen. It was the Facebook one that said I was gone, so I don't know why. Yep, there. And Kerry Ann, good morning, Kerry Ann. Lovely to see you in on the YouTube. That was going. I know the Facebook stream, something in that wasn't happening, so I don't know. I do not know. Here we are. Let's get across with the reading now, okay? And, oh my goodness. Now, for Fiona, these cards don't in particular have the corresponding, oh, they do. Silly me. There's the corresponding numbers that are the playing card decks, but because it's not written as a number, look, whether you want to include it or not, I don't know. And a good morning from Fiona. Yes, you're back here. So good morning, Ros Gurley, and all around the globe. Good afternoon or good evening. I was about to hit your comment to come on screen before, and that's when it just all dropped out, like that it stopped. So I don't know what's up. Whether it's just that my computer is getting too slow or what, I don't know. No idea. And if the sound feels a little bit off, it's probably because what I have here is the, oh, hang on. What I have here is, I'm trying to get this going, that I can hear it in my iPad. Yeah. Just verifying that before I keep going on. Yes, the sound is okay. I haven't got my usual microphone in because that's where the backup external drive is in that slot. Oh, good. Wow. After that, I hope we all have a wonderful Sunday. Let's look at the cards. So what we've got, it is the 8 coffin, and there we have 9 diamonds. So it's 8 and 9. It depends, because I know you love doing, and thank you for doing the numerology, Fiona. So this is actually our theme for the day today as a Sunday. So it's a day of rest, not permanent, I hope. Okay. Let's see. We'll see shortly. Just doing the quick summary of the cards first. So 8 is the coffin as our theme. 19, the tower, and the 6 of spades. But 19, the tower, is in our home space. Okay. And 10, I think that's the jack of diamonds. I'm assuming. I don't know. Might have to look it up elsewhere. 10, scythe, is in our workspace. So that's what we have as our spread today. So we've got the scythe fully supporting the tower and the, not the scythe, the coffin fully supporting the tower and the scythe today. Oh, goodness gracious. So those are the cards that we're going to be using as our guidance. Now, as far as a theme for the coffin goes, I do always feel that that's more about endings and things that are being completed. So, yes, it's the final completion. It's not, I might make up my mind, yeah, this is the last one I'm going to do. Like I was doing last night, watching TV, had the iPad there and was playing a little game of Mahjong on the side, and as I said to my partner, I'm not competitive, I just like to win. And I couldn't go to bed until I'd won the round. Very interesting. So, and that was then the final completion. I turned it off and went to bed. So here we have the coffin as a theme for our day today, and we're going to have something that is going to be ending. So whether it's time for you to clear out and finally decide that all those things in boxes are going to go, and you're sorting them, you keep some, the rest of it going to go. That's a final choice, decision, movement, action in that respect. Because I've still got some boxes from 5 years ago that I haven't unpacked and cleared out, sorted from the last move back home to here. Okay, so things do need to be done. It's also an action thing, but once there's that action taken, there is none needed anymore. It is that stillness. It's that really being in the moment of peace, tranquility, finality, and knowing, it sometimes feels like it's the space between the notes or the letters in words. You're moving to reading the next one, it only takes milliseconds. But you get that form of then the word, then that completion. It's done. Oh, okay, I understand that. And I think that's what the coffin is teaching us today, showing us that we do need that completion to gain the full understanding of whatever thing it is we're doing. There's the memories that come up when you're clearing storage units and old boxes and things like that of family who have passed and the moments that you shared with them. It's that type of connection that we know it's not actually ended because I still feel their presence around me and I can still communicate with them. We can all do that. Just talk to them, have those chats still, and feel that presence that they are answering you in some way. It may not be verbal, obviously, but you never know. You can probably hear them talking to you. Okay? And answering in proper context of what you're chatting about, not just because you feel or that you think you might be imagining it. Really spend that time to listen and, the moments that are so silent, but there's so much that's in that space. Okay? That's what I'm feeling with the coffin. It really is that mixture of endings and completion and understanding and all of it that's in those, the lives that have been and have passed now, going back for eons of centuries. Let's listen in. What does the other world have to show us, teach us? And that's written in history, a lot of it. But sometimes we wonder, well, I wonder how accurate were they in history? They were from their own perspective at the time, weren't they? How do we understand it now with our perspective of the way the world is? Totally different in each and every timeline that has been written up. I like the image of this one too. It's just so permanent, peaceful, and I don't know. It's just that we have lived. It shows there's someone that has lived a full life. Okay, now just go back to the comments again because I can see that Fiona has put the numerology up, and this is in the Facebook. So numerology day is a 1, the 10 or the 1. The cards themselves are 17, 16, 11, so it comes to a 10 or a 1 as well. So it's 2, 2. It could be 22, the angel number, or it could be just 2. Whichever way you like to read your cards. Your numbers, sorry. And wow, our numbers for the day and the card. Yes, numbers are in sync. Isn't it wonderful? And Sharon, hi Ros, and all our lovely friends in Facebook. Well, Fiona with your numbers. Thanks, Sharon, for that too, for Fiona. And yes, great to see you. I was just going to say so early, but it's not really so early, is it? Well, here it's 8:45 right now on my computer. Fiona's saying, "G'day to Sharon Gurley." Yes. Yep, there you go. Sorry, spelled it wrong. Got it right. And then Sharon's saying, "Enjoyed your evening with Oprah last night. Very inspirational." Yes, she's a very inspiring woman. Absolutely. Hope it all went well. From the sound of it, it did. Good. Now we're going to move on to the tower. Oh, what I did yesterday, I did use the guidebook to give us what what Rana had given us. So I probably better follow suit and do exactly the same this morning. I've got the time, if you have. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee as well. I'll be a little briefer. I'm not going to do the quotes that are here. I'll just do the little description at the top. Oh, I hope you didn't get to hear that coffee swallow. I'm not sure whether the microphone's coming from my AirPods or from the computer. Oops, sorry about that. Well, the coffin is an old marble coffin draped with a purple mourning cloth, is surrounded by beautiful lush scenery. This image reminds us that the end can come at any time, but life will always go on. Yeah, that's a very succinct reminder, isn't it? And her interpretation, I'll just say, the Rana George Lenneman coffin, why she's got it like she has. And this is in the perspective from Rana. This Roman Medusa sarcophagus is one of many found in southern Lebanon in the famous Phoenician city of Tyre, Tyre, that is. This is the birthplace of our alphabet. It's also famous for the production of purple dye used for fabric worn as a mark of royalty in the ancient world. So there you go. So that's the significance of the purple and the sarcophagus being designed as it is. I think it's lovely. So going to go over to the tower now. I'll point that there to the tower. And I find this one very interesting. It almost is like it's just a single pointing object into the sky. It's not as ornate as the Gilded Reverie that Ciro Marchetti's depicted. This is plain, simple, reminds me of a lighthouse, and it's very distinct with the striping. I love it. So I'm looking forward to seeing Rana's explanation of the tower behind, at the end of it. And, so Sharon's sharing the talk that Oprah shared, talked about love and gratitude, which was all good until folks were trying to get out of the car park. Not a lot of gratitude being shown there. Oh, that's amazing. Yes, we go back to our human nature, don't we? That's funny. Anyway, let's get back to the tower. This is in our home space, so it's relevant for that is close and personal, that we take on as being our life as such. Because I think sometimes we do disconnect from the work life to home life, right? Remember, this is in the home space. I do connect it all together, but yes, here we are. Tower, card 19, a powerful structure standing tall and high at the end of an alleyway, exuding firm sovereignty and authority. Okay, and look, I think the tower, it is something that is overarching. When we see the tall towers for whatever purpose they are, I've seen them as I mentioned lighthouse. There could be those sorts of things that are the old chimneys on factories like brickworks and stuff like that. They're a tower, and but there's the piers, pits, the thing that goes on top of churches and cathedrals, that type of thing. They're a tower. All sorts of different purposes and uses for towers. It does represent that is the more government official type of an aspect, so that it's overlooking, it's something that is dominating in a landscape. Okay, that type of thing. This one certainly does because of its stripes. So the tower, for my interpretation, look, I'll read Rana's description first and then I'll do my interpretation, okay? So the Rana George's tower, the tower we see in my deck is the old Manara in Ras Beirut. We lived next to it and I grew up playing around it. Because of the war, bombs and local fighting, my parents moved me to a school right behind it to keep me close. I had to walk past this tower every single day. Look at those bushes on the corner. Right under those bushes, my boyfriend would wait in his car for me when I skipped my last class. The Manara has been used as a military base by every army that occupied Beirut throughout the years. Today, the Lebanese army is posted there. If you go visit, you are not allowed to get too close or even take a picture. A super special and very precious thank you to my childhood best friend, Dina Sadie, for taking a risk for me by getting very close to the lighthouse with a camera so I could have a good picture for Callie. Oh, wow. So that obviously would seem to be, that is pretty close to being the way that the actual tower in Lebanon, in Beirut, does present itself as a tall, solitary, and definitely an entryway, it looks like, a gateway from here. Um, so, what I'm feeling from this, as far as an interpretation that we can use, is that it is that guidance, that overpowering. So, yes, government type stuff, being the one who is in charge type of feeling. So, it feels to me that with this, that we are being directed by Spirit to be the one in charge, yes, but in a different way. Like, this isn't the usual way that you'd expect to see a tower painted black and white stripes. So for me, it feels like there's needing to be the individual that you are, the independent individual that you are, standing tall and really leading, showing the way as the beacon, as the icon, as what needs to be an obvious, yes, I am the parent. You as children still need to follow my instructions and guidance because you're too young to know the difference, and guide them in loving and wonderful ways that are going to bring them into society, community as well adjusted individuals. It doesn't mean we have to change them to be exact replicas of ourselves. It is the guidance that we give to our family members, each and every one, whatever age, of who we are as an individual, but how we can help guide each other in the placement of where we are meant to be as ourselves within that grouping of family, within that grouping of community, then town, then, where you live, where you can go and interact with other people worldwide because we are so global now. So, this is where I'm feeling it's your responsibility to stand tall and be that icon for those in your family, or just yourself to know that you need to be standing tall and understanding further who you are in the realm of life. Okay? That's what it feels like to me, regardless of all the other interpretations we've been having over the years, because Tao would have shown up many times in different readings. Each and every time we do a reading, it is it is in itself its own message, not just because a particular interpretation's been for this card and it's got to be stuck with, in concrete. No, interpret what you feel from these cards as we're moving along. And I've just seen another message come up, and it's Kazi Sapoka. Hope Kazi, I don't know how it's pronounced. So hi from YouTube into the YouTube world. Hi from YouTube. Hi, Mama. Can you do a reading for me, please? Now these ones, it's just this reading for everyone. So if you've got a question uppermost in your mind, Kazi, please use these three cards as your answer for that question. You interpret the feeling it's giving you, first give and then go into what the coffin means for you. And I've got them in the themes, Kazi. So it's the theme of the day is the coffin, the tower is in the home space, and I'm now starting on the side in the workspace. And this is a very appropriate card if you are working today, and I'm reading this relevant for Sunday, whether you are somewhere on the other side of the world and still in your Saturday. It's relevant for Sunday. Okay? And this is the work card, or a work card, because the scythe cannot be used unless it is held by the hand. You've got to put your body energy behind this to have that flow on of result that you're wanting. Sitting there like it is on the fence, it does nothing. You can see someone has been weeding, mowing, whatever term you want to call it. So we're going to move into that energy in the workplace And here is what Rana says about it. It's a dangerous sharp-edged scythe, leans on the terrace step wall. We can see the last zigzag clearing made by its swift action. So, in a reading, the sides are sharp ending, a strong decisive action, a clean cut, a clearing of some sort, severing or a complete separation can sometimes come up as a warning of danger or accidents. It describes any type of surgery or procedure or any work using a sharp, precise object. This card can also be talking about a sharp tool, so needles, thorns, threads, other tools. Simple splinter. The side is the precision card. Okay, I don't think I read the actual inner reading section with the other two. Doesn't matter. We've had our interpretation, that's fine. And here, as the scythe, we can see it's definitely doing its job very well. So there does seem to be the need to do something today, whether you're resting or not. You're going to be using something that is sharp. Be wary, but also know that the sharper the tool, the better the work it's going to do, especially with knives in a kitchen when you're doing cooking and the rest. Have sharp blades, have sharp knives, because it's also going to make that work easier. Just be careful of the edges. A sharp cut can be repaired more easily as well if you have to go to the hospital. Sharp edges knit better instead of ragged ones from a blunt knife, all that sort of stuff. It's not what you're wanting to hope for, okay? What we are looking at here is being able to do a good job. Work well, work hard, get the job done. Or maybe because it's Sunday, it's time to put the tools down and rest and leave them alone. Don't do anything except, well, if you want to cook, you might have the sharp knife in hand. Or if you like doing a hobby that's to do with stitching and you've got scissors in hand, that type of thing. It feels really nice to see, well, I'm feeling it with it's resting. It is time. It's a day of rest. It's Sunday. So it's pretty much a bit of an ending too, because once cut, those stalks, whether they're rolled into hay or given to your stock, like feeding chooks or something, that is an old way that we used to on the farm. You'd just go and cut a bit of the lawn, you'd have the scythe to hand, and that's what we did, and feed that to the chooks. So beautiful ending, and close to the ending of this session and reading. But what Rana George has mentioned about the Linneman's, her scythe, is on the weekends my parents used to take us to the countryside for big family picnics. In the countryside were terraced steps up the sides of the mountain for agriculture. We used to climb that mountain using those short stone walls and jump from one to the next. My knees still bear some of the scars I got falling on and off of these walls. Now, isn't it wonderful to have those memories instilled into these cards with the way that they are depicted? So here we have one of the, a depiction of one of those terraced walls. The stonework, the artistry in building stone fences in itself is magnificent too, and how well they've held over time, because there's still stone walls in the countryside around here, my homeland, that are from the original settlers that are, in the 1800s, still standing. So what we've got really is pointing towards making that completion as far as our theme today goes, It's not tidying up old end pieces. I think it's just many things are going to have a completion for us today. And we are going to be able to stand tall in how we've moved through the actions that have taken us to that's, well, what's the next step in our personal life, or what's the next step overall as far as, just letting things move through the proper processes to allow them to end, and then pick up the tools tomorrow for a new day, that type of thing. That's what I'm getting from the cards today. Now, we've got there. It's almost felt like a marathon with that first session just cutting out in the middle of the start. So lovely to actually complete the live stream as a full reading. So It's wonderful to be able to use this technology as much as mine is aging. Going to be getting new. Not sure when. Very, very shortly, in a month or two. Within the, by the end of January, I'll have a new setup. Okay, so lovely, lovely, lovely. I hope you have a wonderful, restful day. In whatever you choose to do today, I hope you're doing it to the best of your ability, that you are being the best you that you can be. And I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.